So we are in an RS4
B7.
B7. It's been dropped off to us for a service, but also it has, he described it as a misfire, but it's a lack of power does that.
Oh, jerky.
Yes. So that was second gear, wide open throttle, and it is not running nice at all. Runs fine on idle. Yeah. So we can just cruise along. We're fine. Doesn't feel crisp, but it's not misfiring. It's not a misfire. That's like a load control problem, like air mass meters all over the place because the power drops out there.
Yep.
So, Davlar has a laptop on his lap.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is full of videos like those found at HMP Wandsworth.
I don't know what you're talking about.
No, I bet you don't. Like that.
Oh, that is jerky.
It's like anti-lag.
Yeah, it is.
Like anti-lag.
It's your Welsh auntie, anti-lag.
Anti-lag! She always got me the best Christmas presents. So, I don't think it's a compression problem. Watch it be a compression problem. This is gonna be either an air, in my opinion, either an air mass problem or a lambda probe.
Yep. So you're going to need to diagnose this issue.
We are, so I think we'll log it because it pulls. If I don't go crazy on the load, it's all right. Could be air leak.
Yep.
Not forget air leak. So, how high RPM? Because it's, I don't think it's an RPM problem. I think it's a load problem. This seat is loose. Because it revs out.
Yep.
Yeah. Go to third. All right. Wide open throttle.
It's stuttering, isn't it?
So, dear boy. Now I can log on VCDS and then I can import that log into i2. So what we're going to do now is I have a laptop off you, Mush.
Yep.
I touched your leg.
Oh, hello.
So we've got engine speed, coolant temp, engine load, injection timing, mass flow, ignition. What else can we put? I don't think there's ignition, air temp, vehicle speeds, origin factor. Throttle valve angle, don't think there's any of that. Right, so we're just going to go back to number 3. We're going to go turbo mood meet.
Turbo.
And then we're going to go log, and we're going to go bruise, and we're going to go desktop, and then right. If I put that on your lap,
I've got him, mate.
all right, and then we won't do it yet. When I say, I'll tell you to hit start.
And let's just hit the pad, yes?
Hit the pad, yeah. So on a naturally aspirated engine, the main things we're looking at are lambda, air mass, injection timing, ignition timing. I can't get throttle valve at the same time, but I don't think this is an airflow control problem. I don't think it's like the throttle opening and closing.
Yep.
So what we're going to do is I'm going to go around this corner. Right, if you hit start, Dav, should you now change to stop? No, yep, it's going. Right, so like before, so second gear.
Okay. bump there.
Pull over in this lay-by. Doggers Lane.
Oh, very picturesque part of Swindon.
Right, mate. What we do now is we stop it. And see if we do it like. So now we've got a load of values, so we can save that.
Yep.
And if I open i2 Pro, and go to my VCDS logs, worksheet, and I can go File, Import Data, and I can import the CSV log from that I've just got. Let's see what it looks like. F5. Engine load, engine speed, ignition, injection, lambda, mass airflow. I've got 4 valve angle. So all I'm doing here, look, is just moving stuff into groups.
Yep.
So we get a load of data streams, look, you see?
Yes.
So if we look at engine speed, throttle valve, lambda control, plus 25%.
Okay.
So it's adding 25% of fuel. My ignition's fine, so we know it's not ignition related. My injection timing ramps up massively. But apparently my throttle valve angle is only 50%. My engine load is... But my air mass doesn't go crazy. My air mass looks pretty decent, to be fair. That's interesting. So, does it do it on the other bank? So what we'll do now is we'll go back to VCDS. We'll go to engine 2. And we'll go to measure value blocks. And we'll do the same again. Go turbo mode. Log. Browse. Desktop. And we'll go bank 2. Start. Alright. Back on your
Okay.
lap, laddie.
Have it back.
Because what are the chances of both lambda probes reading wrong?
Whoa!
Pulled alright that time, didn't it?
It felt alright then, yeah.
Right, so let's try done and close. Because the other thing VCDS does is pretty good as well. If you go select and you go drivetrain, you can do where's engine other. at 31. So now what we can do is, you see it all right? We've got measure value blocks in 31.
Yep.
We can look at both banks at the same time because they're in two separate ECUs. So you can see our lambda controls different look. So we've definitely got something going on. So our injection time is different across both banks, but our air mass is the same because they're one common air mass. So something's going on here. So either one's pulling fuel out or one's adding fuel in off the base value of what the air mass reading is. So engine speed's right, injection timing's right, ignition. So all you're doing now is you're starting to look for values that are different across two ECUs.
Yep.
So the only other thing to consider as well now is that if there's an air leak in the exhaust and the lambda probe is reading a lean mixture because of an air leak in the exhaust, it will add fuel.
Yeah.
And when you're adding 25% fuel, you will get the car to break up like it is when it's running. So like the two probes, let me get up to 30 and 31. Yeah, so like there. You can see, look.
Yeah.
So that's bank 1 is adding 7%, and bank 2 is pulling out 5%. But he's had decats put in it. So let's just get rid of that a minute. If we now open up, that says a throttle valve angle is 50% on bank 1, and bank 2 it's 76. You see, it's flatlined at 50%.
Bit of a difference.
Yeah. Mass airflow is 11.6. That must be reading wrong out of the channel because it can't be that. Yeah, this must be a but both of them, look, max out at plus 25%.
Yeah.
So why would it add fuel? Unless air mass is wrong. So air mass sets the base value.
Let me just grab that. Oh. You're driving with that.
Air mass sets the base value, so that's the load axis for the fuel table.
Yep.
And then the lambda probe just is your double check around it. So when it's in closed loop, it'll go right. So at X RPM for X air mass, you need this much fuel. Oh, you're a little bit lean. I'll just tweak the fuel. I'll just pick a bit of fuel up. So that's what closed loop control is for. You still need the load axis,
Yep.
which is your air mass meter. So if your air mass meter is wrong or reading wrong, then your base table values are wrong. And then your air mass, then your closed loop control has got to do way more work. So for some reason, both banks are adding 25% of fuel. Now we've got to find out why.
This is where the fun starts.
Yeah.
So we are inside the workshop.
The workshop.
Yes.
Hello, David.
Hello, sir. You have the hood open.
Welcome to Doctor Strange's love laser.
This has got Friday vibes on a Tuesday.
This has got Friday vibes, mate. This is all gonna go wrong. Because I can see all the vacuum hoses plugged into places. There is one here. So I think, mate, the first thing is we will do a little smoke test.
Smoking test.
And we unscrew the bolt out of the silicone hose. You know.
Step 1. Oh.
Well, I don't think we will find any smokings out of that hole, but let us try. So this is a smoke tester, and this uses compressed air.
Yes.
And baby's tears.
Ah, Johnson's.
To
The Baba oil.
the baby oil.
Which can also be used for other things.
Oh, it just dries up too quick, doesn't it? Then the friction ratio is all wrong. And you get the chafing.
The chafings.
The chafings. Ground. It's under one of these, isn't it? Something metal. Let's arc off a fuel hose. That'll do it.
Perfect.
Right, mate. Because we had a very satisfactory hiss, I don't think
We have ignition.
flow control. So what we get is nothing.
Oh, there we go.
There we go. So look for smoke. Smoke, smoke, smoke. I had a hiss, so I don't think I'm going to get any. My phone's ringing. Hey, are you alright? No worries, mate. I'll come and grab it in a minute. Just do, boat. I had a hiss when I took the blocking screw out, so I don't think it's that. Yeah, but I'm on the vacuuming. Hey?
So it's coming out of the airbox now.
Yeah, it would do though, wouldn't it? Because it's... This thing never stopped ringing. Hello, wife.
You have removed some parts.
I have taken some things off because I'm just kind of getting on with the job, Dav. Because I'm a hero.
Obviously.
Let's get that clip out, but it's been broken in place. There are quite a few broken bits. It looks like it's had an air mass meter already, so someone's been trying to sniff this bad boy out.
Okay.
But it's not a genuine Audi one. And the problem I've had there before is aftermarket ones are tosh.
Yes.
So if it's like a copy Bosch one, so we got to keep that in mind. So it's not probably the first thing I jump to because the air mass values weren't too bad anyway.
Yeah. There's something else to take into consideration.
Yeah. But then it could be that because both lambda probes, it is the air mass meter and it is just reading wrong.
Yep.
So what I want to do here is, there's a bloody cold air intake feed pipe on the bottom.
They certainly knew how to cram these engines in, didn't they?
Yeah, and it's been worked on by everybody as well. So there's a broken breather hose, that won't help. So this is where now fixing the problem isn't the main issue, it's fixing everybody's hookups.
Yep.
There she blows, Captain. There's a vacuum solenoid down here.
Yep. Can't really see that from here.
No, you can't. Doesn't help much, does it?
Tucked away.
Tuckered. But if I could get on the, if I can get a torch and I can get on the vacuum pipe, we can check it.
Lovely.
Wow. There ain't no vacuum hoses on there. So someone's disconnected all the control out of the for the exhaust.
Okay.
So that does not help. That one I took out. We'll try it in there. Right, let's stay straight away out of the breather. That's fine. And that's straight away at the throttle, so that's fine. So that's the PCV. We've obviously got vacuum hoses, bonnet cable. So that's all been stripped out. So that pipe that runs off here would have gone over to the exhaust control.
Yeah.
So that's all been removed and deleted. And that's the charcoal canister under there. Which is...
That comes off a bit easy.
Yeah, that does. T30 in the front. And to get values on the gauge are bang on.
Yeah, perfect.
Torchings. So that clips in there. Right. So we haven't got a leak in a manifold. We haven't got a leak in a breather. So my questions at the minute are, we've obviously had these replaced at a point. No, I want to block. They're not X pipe, are they, on these? Battery. That's why I come to the boot. So I can plug my vacuum tester in. Right, I can get the vacuum tester to plug in there. Right, I don't think it is an exhaust leak because it's the same on both banks.
But
and it is bloody sooty. Sooty and sweep.
so you bung one.
Yeah, so obviously because it's twin exit.
Yeah.
Right, watch for smoke. I don't think it is exhaust smoke or exhaust leak, but let me wash on my handies. Feeling it's either air mass meter, or the other thing that concerns me is why the throttle valves reading different, because it went to 50% on one bank, didn't it?
Yeah.
Well, if I turn the ignition on. My throttle.
There we go.
All the way, innit?
Yep.
Right. We got no smokings? Fair play. People who put downpipes on did a good job.
You appear to have the laptop back out.
I do. So I've just checking to see if there's a flash back to stock option via CMD to see, just to make sure, because where he's got different downpipes in it, as somebody put like a decat file on it or something like that, because obviously he doesn't know when it started happening. So if we can go back to stock essentially, and then
you can cross off the
do a
list.
factory software update, we can just make sure it's good, so to speak. So we want, just in case we're recapping everything, so we have logged the car, and we can see in both instances, on both banks, it goes to plus 25% lambda trim when you drive in. It's not misfiring. It's got new coils in it. He says it's got new plugs, but it's not misfiring anyway. There's no air leaks because we've smoke tested it, and we smoke tested the exhaust, and there's no air leaks. When it's sat idling, lambda control is swinging plus or minus 5% on both banks, so it's not great. It responds when you rev. The fuel pressures are right, and the DI pressures are right, which we've all checked on live data. So I don't know whether you remember when we road tested it. Second, third gear, high load, low RPM. It go ba 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 ba. It wasn't a misfire. It was breaking up, and it was breaking up because it's rich. If you go and look at the exhaust, well, we just did, didn't we? We pulled the plugs out, and it's black, it's sooty.
Yeah.
So I was worried my mic was off for a minute then. So what we have done, we pulled the intake off, checked it. I've got questions over the air mass meter because it doesn't look like an Audi one. It is a Bosch unit, but if it's an eBay Bosch unit, it could be anything. What I'm also doing as well, because I know he's had different cats on it and all sorts, is I am flashing it back to stock with factory software. So both banks. So what we'll do here is we'll flash it back to factory stock, and now we'll go out and drive it in a minute. I have got an air mass meter coming for it, because if I'm honest, that is my gut feeling.
Yes.
But I just want to, we've ruled the software out because I know it has been tuned. I don't know by who, he couldn't remember who. It's been tuned a couple of times. It's had different decat pipes on it because it's got headers in there. So we'll just go back to factory stock. The worst case is I'll get an error code for cat efficiency, because obviously no cats in it, if it has got cats in it. Can't remember whether it did have decats, and now it has. Worst case is we'll get a lambda probe error for cat efficiency if it is a decat car. I don't think it is because it doesn't sound like one. But it is bloody sooty. And I think that's the next step.
Let's do it.
So it's just flashing the software on at the minute. This is our factory server. We'll put the airbox back together, put that in properly. I've gone through all the breathers, there's no air leaks. Yeah, everything's right, the PCV's there. There's a couple of broken clips and stuff, but everything's all sealed up. And then we'll take for another drive and see if it still plays out.
Let's do it.
So, yeah.
So we're back on the road test. I'm going to watch out for this big bump this time.
Yeah,
I nearly ate the camera.
Ate a camera.
That's it, and there's another one.
Pop, pop. So all I've actually done is flash this back to stock.
Yeah.
Everything else has been a check. I have ordered an air mass meter from Audi because I don't like it.
Right. Wobbly seat.
It's not. Oh yeah, the runner is loose. We need to address that. Yeah. So I haven't actually done anything. I have,
Yeah.
but we've done some checks. So we didn't have any air leaks. We went through diagnostics. We've done some logging. The reason I don't like the air mass meter is because it's a non-genuine item. It is stamped with Bosch, but it doesn't look like it's a
genuine.
So we just take it out a road and see if we can get it to Something is not happy here. Hasn't done it yet, Dav.
It felt a bit lumpy though, lower down.
It does, doesn't it? It's just stalled. See, that sounds like a misfire.
Yeah.
Popping and farting.
It is.
It's just stalled our lights now. Ugh, it's horrible.
It's not nice, is it?
Well, it's not it's not happy, but software's definitely changed something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wouldn't have done that before, would it?
Nope.
Come down to Conan and the guys at MoTeC, because this is who we use to get our MOTs done, just to double check what we were finding, and it's 0.85 lambda at idle. Now that's on bank 1. We've already tested bank 2, and it's the same. So even at idle, it's extremely rich. Now it's 2 separate ECUs, so what are the chances of there being 2 air leaks in the exhaust, or a faulty injector on both sides, or anything like that? So in my opinion it's either fuel pressure, which we have checked, not saying it is just because the car's reading it right, doesn't mean it isn't.
Yep.
Doesn't mean it is. Or air mass meter. I'm still going with air mass meter.
That was your gut feeling, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, because it won't idle either.
Yeah. It was lumpy, wasn't it? It was horrible.
Yeah. That is Gucci, that bit of kit. I like that.
I like it a lot.
Right, let's go home and we'll wrap it up.
Right.
So we've just done a emissions test down MOT to prove what I was seeing on VCDS, and you can hear it going, "Rrr, rrr." Well, I did a little test coming back. I disconnected the air mass meter to drive it back. Can you hear it? Bup, bup, bup.
Yep. Oh,
I didn't do that a minute ago. Start it back up. Oh, it worked, Dav. So I disconnected the air mass meter to drive back up.
Yep.
And it drove mint. Something's going on. Yeah, so I had it like this, and obviously it failed at 0.85 lambda on both banks down the bottom.
Yeah, yeah.
So obviously there's only one air mass meter, there's only one throttle body, there's 2 fuel pumps, but they are joined in the middle. So when I drove back up, I unplugged this, and it picked up and it settled, and I drove back and it was mint. Didn't do none of that ba-ba-ba-ba as it tried to fall to idle. So now it basically looks at, because it's not seeing an air mass value, it looks at RPM versus throttle, so it falls to like base values. And I just drove back and it drove mint. And it doesn't tie. Do you remember it was trying to die when we were driving it?
None of that.
So, although it did then.
It did then.
I've had enough. I got an air mass meter coming tomorrow. I think it's that. I think it's air mass meter, because it's the only thing, apart from lambda probes, that tells the ECU how to fuel the car.
Yeah.
But what are the chances of both banks, both lambda probes, being wrong to that degree?
Pretty slim.
So I think it's that. We've had that before. We've had it on V8s where one bank has been massively rich.
Yeah.
And like I said, I'm not convinced, that's not a genuine one, that's an aftermarket one. So they're so critical. So it's reading and we get a data value out of it, but it's just not right for what the car's expecting.
Yeah.
And that's why it's a little bit all over the place.
So there you go. So you can film a little bit of that then tomorrow.
I will, when it doesn't fix it.
And then we're back to the drawing board.
Well, it's the only thing that link 2 banks. You've got 2 ECUs, 2 banks of 4 cylinders, 2 sets of coils, 2 sets of injectors. Yeah. All right, you've got 1 crank sensor, 4 cam sensors, so that's fine. You've got 2 separate exhaust systems. You've got 2 separate lambda probes. So what are the only things that join them bank to bank? That the one value is shared between both. Air mass value is 1. Actual fuel pressure is 2, because the lift pump feeds both high pressure pumps, but our fuel pressures are right. The balance valve between the rails, but again, our fuel pressures are right. And that is it. They're 2 separate engines joined by 1 air mass meter, which is why from beginning I thought air mass meter. But watch tomorrow prove me wrong. And it'll be a broken valve spring.
Again.
Again.
Okay then.
So can I go and cry somewhere now?
Right, let's leave it there then, bud.